Everybody, it's Kim Davis, founder of KimDavisForTheOne.com and your Christian spiritual strength trainer. And I just wanted to leave you with a message today to help you hold your peace. I was thinking about early on in my journey of really developing a personal, intimate relationship with God, when He would show me all these revelations and understandings and things that worked in my life. That helped to get me out of the pain that I was in and start experiencing more joy and happiness. And those things that he taught me, I would always readily share them with other people. And most of the people that I would share them with were those who were complaining about being in a similar pain that I was in. So I was like, oh, I know that pain very well. Let me share this solution with you. This is how God helped me through it. Now, most of the time when I would share this information, it was not because they asked me. Most of the time I would just overhear the complaint and then I would jump in with a solution. And then when I came in with a solution and they really didn't want to hear it or they did not take the advice at all, I would get frustrated because I'm like, hold on. I know this works. You didn't even try it. You're not even considering it. You're already shooting it down. What are you doing? You're in pain. I thought you wanted, to be out of pain. And I learned a couple of things that I want to share with you so that to help you keep your peace. Number one, they never asked me for my advice. I am just such a kind-hearted person. I love, 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 love to help people. So, and I love to solve solutions. I love to solve problems and bring solution. And so, because that's a part of who I am and it's my heart, it's just easy for me to go off and do that, especially even if they didn't ask for my help. So number one, they didn't ask for my help. Number two, I've learned that a lot of people just like to complain. It is their main mode of communication. That's their happy place. And that is something that they just enjoy doing. They just enjoy to complain and they just want somebody to feel sorry for them. And so I had a choice of do one of two things, sit and listen to it, or leave. That's it. Because there was nothing for me to do because they didn't want to hear my solution. It only brought more complaints and more turmoil. And so, I had to choose, what environment I was going to put myself in because I was on a track of trying to surround myself with positivity, not negativity and complaining, but actually joy and happiness and following God. And complaining is not that. So I had to make a difficult choice. And it was difficult for me because the people who were complaining were the people that I cared about. That's what made it difficult. And so, I know that, most of the time when God has shown us a right way, a revelation, an understanding, a better way, more joy and happiness, it's for us. It's not necessarily for everybody else. Because we're all in different places. And one of the things that would frustrate me so much is because I'm in such a good place and they're not. And I want them to be in that good place because I care. Therefore, I share and try to solve problems to help them get to their happy place. But I realize that God is in control and He has us all in a certain position. And He may want them to stay right there where they're at for a reason that we may not understand. And so I think back in the place where I was in when I hit rock bottom, I was in extreme pain and all of the people around me left. It was just me. And I had to be in that place in order for me to find God and for Him to radically change my life and for me to develop the personal, intimate relationship we have today. And so it was necessary. It wasn't comfortable. It didn't feel good, but it was necessary. And so when you're around other people who like to complain, and it frustrates you because you want to share the solution, you want to help them, but they're not getting it. It's best to just hold your peace, because if God hasn't prompted you to share that information with them, you're just going off on your own. And you're just sharing it just because you feel like it's the best thing. And, if everybody could just, do what I'm doing, they'd be so much better. And that could be true, but it may not be God's plan. So we don't want to preempt God's plan. We want to follow it. We don't want to go before. We want him to go before us. So it's best to just hold your peace or leave the situation if need be. Because you don't know what God has for them. So to help avoid further frustration and to help you keep your peace, I encourage you to only share the stuff that God leads you to share with others. And if you're put in a position where they're complaining and you really, really, really do want to help them, don't do it unless God prompts you. And just hold your peace, or if need be, leave the situation. So I hope you found that to be helpful and helping you to maintain your peace and your joy and not get frustrated because people are not listening to you. People are not, doing the right things, doing the things to help them alleviate their pain. Most of the time they don't want to alleviate the pain because that's where they're comfortable. That's their happy place, even though it doesn't look happy. So just an off the wall example is if a person has a toxic diet, right? And you are on the path of clean eating and dieting. And they complain about always feeling sluggish or something like that. So, being the clean eating person you are, you go and you share things about, clean eating and everything like that. And then, of course, the person that feels sluggish and everything gawks. They can't believe water. You drink water, things like that. You don't know where God is taking that person. And so, yes, clean eating is the best. But if God in the future is going to send them somewhere in the future in a very toxic environment, they may need to continue having that toxic diet so that they can be able to survive to wherever God is leading them. You never know. Have you heard of cancer patients who continually smoke? And then when they stop smoking, they immediately die? And it's because, their body is so strengthened, is, trying to resist them smoking all the time. And so it's strengthening up, whatever is in them to keep them alive. And then when they stop, their body's like, oh, I don't have to do that anymore. Okay, I can let that go. And then everything else starts falling down because, they're not building up that resistance or tolerance anymore. And I'm not condoning smoking. Smoking is horrible. Please don't do it. But it has happened that way. And so maybe God wants them to continue eating that toxic diet because he needs to take them to this toxic environment that he's calling them to in the future. You never know. So unless the Lord prompts you to share the valuable insight that he's given you with others, unless he prompts you to do it, don't do it. Hold your peace. Hold your peace. And that may be a frustration in itself, right? Like, oh, I know the answer. But you can't say it. Don't say it. So in your quest to help people, don't unless the Lord leads you to it. And it will save you so much frustration down the road. So I hope you found this insight valuable. I hope you found it helpful to help you keep your peace, keep more of your peace, especially in situations where other people are complaining around you and you want to help them and shake them and tell them to do the right thing. Don't, because it's not your position to save them. It is God's position to save them. So let God be God. Get out of the way. Okay. So until next time, be blessed and be encouraged. KimDavisForTheOne.com.